to fulfill your career and spend the summer. Like Donald said, you know, we won the first half. We experienced some good things. I thought it was an exciting team. You know, it kind of hurt to see Jose and Conley leave the first half, but I thought we were still good enough to pull it out. And, you know, we kind of scuffled in the second half, but we got to the finals, and that's what we play for. That's what the guys play for. I mean, you play for the money, but you play for the ring. And I, to this day, still don't have a ring, but it's something that I thrive for. And it was a great experience. After that, last year, an opportunity came up to work with infielders, and it's something that I've always kind of had a passion for. I've always really respected my infield instructors, and that opportunity came, and I was sad to leave here, but it was something that I've always wanted to do. And it's a good job, it was a good opportunity, but it didn't take me very long last year to figure out I miss managing. I miss managing the players. I miss the grinds and the bus rides and being with the fellas every day and watching them have success and get better. And there truly isn't a better place than right here. A lot of people think it might be in demotion, but for me, I'm back to where I want to be. I love it here. I love the people here. No better place to be. Let me talk about my staff a little bit. I know last time I didn't really talk about them. We're going to have Frankie Moore back as a hitting guy. I've had a couple years with him. He's a good worker. He knows what he's doing, and he has a lot of fun, and that's part of what we do. The trainer's back from last year, Ben Cates. He also is good, and our strength and conditioning guy, Trevor Geen, he's back also. We do have a new face, and that's our pitching coach. He's a guy that grew up in the same area that I did. He was a few years younger, but he's got experience in the big leagues. He's got experience over in Japan, and he's a hard worker, and he also likes to have fun, and he's a good baseball player. So, Jeremy Powell, he's a tremendous person, and just like everything here, you know, it's all about the people. You know, we got good baseball people. I think we got good baseball people in the front office, and everybody that works here. We got good fans. So, I'm just ecstatic. Let me hit on a few players. This is why I brought the cheat sheet. We kind of have a roster that's big, but I'm going to name off about 6 guys that I'm pretty sure 99% are going to be here. We got 3 arms that I want to talk about. 2 guys out of the Dominican program. One is Jarlin Garcia, but I think he pronounces it Harlan. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's got power stuff. He's got power breaking balls. We got another guy, Domingo Hernan, out of the Dominican program. Another right-handed guy, power stuff. We'll see how they do. You know, that's why we come here and spend the summer and let them go out and get better. We got a college guy, veteran guy. He can't throw the ball straight. His ball moves all over the place. He was in Batavia last year, and he had some success. Really good ERA, lots of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. So I'm excited about those 3 guys. After that, we got a long list of possibilities. And I'm just going to hit on the guys that we're going to have. We got a catcher, Chad Wallach, taken in last year's draft. His dad is Tim Wallach, bench coach of the Dodgers. So he's been around baseball. He knows the game. And he's got a lot of experience. And he should man the catching position for the majority of games. We have a few infielders. We got a couple first basemen. One guy's out of the Dominican program. And we have another guy at college. Similar to Rosa. One guy's got more power, one guy's more of an average hitter, but I see those guys playing first base and splitting some time in DH, and they can probably both jump in outfield if we need to. Flexibility, I love. You know, being a utility guy. I love guys that can move around, and it makes it easier on me. So, if a guy can play 3 positions, we get a couple guys to do that, and it's easy to make a lineup every day. A couple middle infielders. Javier Lopez. He's 19 years old. He's out of the Dominican program. He is a prototypical prospect. He's young, but he's a tall kid who can run. He's got some power. He's got arm strength. He's got everything you look at when you hear prospect. Then we got Adrian Romero, who you guys came up here at the end of last year. He's a guy that the organization likes. He's a little bit smaller, but he's got some power, and Everybody comes in and hits some home runs. Austin Dean, one more outfielder. He signed out of high school a couple years ago, and he's another one of our big prospects. So 2 years ago when I came here, I didn't really know what to expect as far as the players, but in the job that I had last year, I got to travel around through the whole organization, and I watched these guys play. And they get after it the right way, and they got talent, so I'm really, truly excited to have it. That's about all I got.
What's the name of that pitcher from Colorado last year?
Ryan Newell. Strike thrower, ball moves everywhere. So I'm off the charts excited. In fact, when I leave today, I'm going to go down to spring training. I'm going to start making my team. But I thank you guys for coming out. I look forward to working with everybody here. I'm excited.
Do we have any questions?
How good was it for, I think it was Dean or Romero both saw some time here last year. How important was that to get in here? They've seen the players already. Does that make any difference? Is that a factor? Does that help?
Probably makes it a little bit more comfortable. They've been here, know what to expect. Tavy didn't really draw that well. So, first time coming here, it's a big crowd. That's something to get adjusted to. And I think it's a good experience for them, just to get their feet wet. So,
Can you expect more things to look really good?
absolutely. Like I said, I'm excited about the whole team. I pretty much named up all the infielders, a couple outfielders, and 3 starters. So
You're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to make. We got to finish out the rest of the team, but I'm excited. I really am.
Dave, do you see many repeaters from last year?
Oof. Why do you have to hit me with that one? That's a tough question because for me, if you're not moving every year, it makes it hard. And we had a good group in Batavian. They should have been there. So I don't see too many repeaters. Maybe a couple bullpen arms. I don't know. It all depends on the big leagues. Everything goes from there. Those guys trickle down and it just pushes everybody down. So kind of depends on those guys.
Anybody from Florida State League who might make the jump to here?
Come backwards? Or the GCL?
From
Gulf Coast League?
I'm sorry, Gulf Coast. Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not. They were young, drafted young. They should probably go to Batavia and, take it level by level. But I think the majority of the team could be Batavia.
Do you have any sense of how good this team could be in terms of competitive?
Well, they're going to be competitive because that's what I demand out of the guys. I expect them to work and I expect them to go out there and play the game to beat the other team. And, it's funny that you brought that up because that's kind of, as you guys know, we got a little bit of change at the front office at the big league level, and we just had a couple days of organizational meetings, and that's what they talked about. They talked about winning and winning being a big part of development. Before it used to be, don't worry about winning, let's just develop. Well, how do you develop and not go out there and play to win? I can't play words with friends without trying to beat the other person on the other end of the phone. So to me, it's about winning. And if you win enough, like we did a couple years ago, the numbers for the guys will be there at the end of the year. They all have good numbers. So it's about being competitive and going out there and competing to beat the other team.
You said you had as you were here earlier a couple years ago, you had a pretty successful run as our manager. What did you learn that season that you can bring into this team this year?
I learned that I got pretty stressed out towards the end of the first half because we were playing well, and then we started scuffling, and then Dawback and Hagerstown were right on our heels, and that last week before the first half was probably the most stress I've ever had. As a player, it didn't even come close, but watching those guys go out there, and we pulled it out, and it was such a relief after that. But stress can get to you on this side. Player, you just go out and you work at the task at hand. But as a manager, you kind of set the page up and kind of out of your control what they're going to do.
Coach, I always wondered how you put together a pitching staff and people start as stars, like the way, a few ideas.
might be a bullpen guy later on in his career, but for the most part, they just want him to go out there and repeat his delivery and throw a lot of innings. So, like the 3 names that I had brought up, they're prospects, so they're going to start. And that's just to get them out there and get the innings under their belt. Bullpen guys, usually you just fill in with those guys. You know, you go find the best talented guys that aren't as good as the starters.
Now, you got a chance to coach Jose Fernandez the first half of your season here. Do you see, undoubtedly, the weakest part of our team last year, in my opinion, was our pitching staff. We weren't very well. Do you see any pitchers coming up that has the potential to be like Jose?
Like Jose, he's
Yeah.
a special breed. He's wow. The first time I met him, you know, obviously the talent is off the charts, but spending time with that young man, he's a tremendous individual. I don't think I've ever met a more competitive guy, and I think that's what drives him. He's a competitive guy, and he's a sponge, and he always wants to learn and get better. You know, he'd pitch and dominate the league, and he'd come in the office, and Blake and I would talk to him about, like, you know, that's not going to work at the next level. He was really receptive to it. That's what makes him. There's other guys that aren't as receptive, and they kind of find their way out, but the sky's the limit for that guy. He's got the talent and the drive and the tenacity to get after it every day.
Infielder was here, Colin Moran. Do you see him playing before state league or make double A?
A cheater roster, they got him right now at Jupiter, but that can all change. You know, spring training, that's what's funny about spring training. We'll have 180 guys in there, and, you know, there's 6 teams, so a lot of things happen. People get hurt, where a guy might jump, but probably spend a year at Jupiter. And I don't think you guys saw the true Colin Moran last year. Obviously, he's a talented guy, but he looked tired to me. Going from a full season in college out to here, playing every day, the World Series. You know, he went through a lot, not only physically, but mentally. You know, that's a lot to adjust to. And then he went out to the fall league after the year. And that's another tough league. So last year was probably a really good learning experience, but he really went through a lot. So what you guys saw last year, I don't think is a true Colin Moran. I think we're going to see that this year, where he had a full off season of rest, and now he's only got to worry about 1 season. So hopefully he's good.
You got us win in the first half so we can put playoff tickets on sale early?
I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I am excited.
If we don't have any other questions, we'll do TV one-on-one interviews first, and then we'll do the print media. If we don't have any other questions, David, thank you. We're all delighted to have you back.
Thank you.